Hey there, in this lecture, let's study about the Act for Better Government of India 1858. So, this is the name of the Act which was enacted in year 1858, the Act for Better Government of India. What was mentioned under this Act? So, under this Act, it was said that the power would now be transferred from the East India Company to the British Crown. That is, under this Act, the British Crown was given the power to govern India. Why was the power transferred? Before 1858, EIC ruled India. EIC got the power to govern us. Why is it that now the power was taken away from EIC to the British Crown? In fact, 1 year before, that is in the year 1857, the revolt took place in India. This revolt exposed the East India Company's limitation. That is, this revolt exposed the EIC's inability to carry out the administration in a smooth manner in the tough times. So now the British Crown felt the need to take over the power to administer the country. So the British Crown governed India through her agent called the Secretary of State, SOS. What is the qualification to be an SOS? SOS had to be a member of the British Cabinet, and SOS was not only a member of the British Cabinet, but he or she was also answerable to the British Parliament. So, as whatever SOS had to do was something that the SOS had to answer to the British Parliament. That is, British Parliament had all the powers to ask SOS anything about the work that they were doing. And SOS had to answer the British Parliament. So ultimately, the most powerful of all over India was the British Parliament. And SOS no doubt had a huge power, because SOS now was given the power to govern India. So it's not a joke. So SOS did not carry out this all by itself. SOS had a full-fledged council to assist it. So SOS was assisted by a council which had 15 members, and this council only had advisory role. This had no rights to say the SOS that so and so work that was advised by the council had to be done. Ultimately, the final decision was vested in the hands of this post called the Secretary of State, SOS. And again, it's important for us to note that the accountability as a feature was not mentioned in this act. The significance of this act is the fact that it discarded the dual system. Dual system was previously introduced under the Pitt's India Act of 1784. Now, with the enactment of this act, the dual system got ended. And this act not only provided for the transfer of power, but it also changed the title of this post called the Governor General. So now the Governor General was called as the Viceroy. So with this change of name, the authority did not increase, but the prestige did. The authority did not increase because the status of the Viceroy was changed to a subordinate. That is, if you look at the hierarchy of the administration, then SOS, the Secretary of the State, was the most powerful. In fact, most of the power was concentrated in this single hand. And Viceroy's position became a subordinate one. So Viceroy now had a subordinate status. And the Viceroy also had powers, no doubt about that. So Viceroy again was given a council. He had an executive council to assist him, and the members of the executive council ultimately became the head of lot of departments. So the Executive Council had an advisory role. That is, the Executive Council had to assist the Viceroy. And this act also alienated Indians. That is, Indians were not allowed to indulge in any sort of policy making. The voice of the Indians was not heard before the policy was made. Then who were heard? The British industrialists, the British merchants, the bankers. Only their voice was being heard while making the policy or while making any sort of decisions. So the Indians completely were alienated, and this did infuriate Indians a lot. So that's about the Act for the Better Government of India, 1858.